Thank you for this great opportunity to showcase the work that we've been doing in our lab over here in Saudi Arabia and KAUST, King Abdullah University of Science and Technology at KAUST. And it's a huge, huge pleasure to be here. Today I'm going to talk about an initiative that we just started last year, a year ago, and trying to organize, to catalog, the two collections, two culture collections, local collections that we have in my lab and Raquel Peixoto's lab, to start as a seed for a bigger development that we are planning into the kingdom. We always worked with this concept in our minds that One Health is totally linked to animals, humans, and also to the planet health. So it's all microbially connected. And I don't have time to go into this, but I refer to this publication, very nice publication that came out this year from Guinan et al., our colleagues from Penn State, that they put in a very nice words this connection of One Health and adding the microbiome science into this framework, into the equation, And we cannot talk about One Health or planetary health without the microbes, without the microbiomes. And so they must be included in the equation. So with that, let's talk about Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, we moved to Saudi Arabia almost five years ago, and has been an amazing journey so far. And it's a beautiful country. It's an amazing place. And of course, have a deep passion for extremophiles. I love microbes that can not only survive, but thrive in very extreme ecosystems. And Saudi Arabia is actually a paradise. I mean, we don't have desert. We have several different kinds of deserts. We have rock desert, sand desert. We have some of those deserts that are shown in the slide. Tabuk in the north, some other deserts in the central part of Saudi Arabia. We also have the Red Sea, especially the Saudi coast, that is very unique, very special, pristine ecosystem, most of the coast. And the Red Sea is also very interesting, very unique. The salinity is higher than other ocean bodies, and also it's a young ocean, young sea, if you can say that. And so it's quite unique. And in Saudi Arabia, we also have volcanoes. That's something that most of people don't know, but we have a lot of volcanoes in Saudi Arabia. This is in the middle of this slide. Some of them are actually still active without eruption for a long time, but I mean, still is active. We have the deserts, as I mentioned. We have hot springs. We have a lot of very unique ecosystems that we can have a lot of very interesting microbes. And now we include the mangroves that we have in the Red Sea. The mangroves from the Red Sea, they are unique because we don't have a typical mangrove ecosystem like we have in Latin America or in Brazil, the country that I came from, because we don't have rivers, going to the sea. And so they are unique mangrove ecosystems, very resistant, very extreme, to extreme salinity, extreme UV radiation as well. So quite unique ecosystem. We've been sampling, we've been collecting, and we've been doing omics in all those ecosystems that I showed before. And also we've been culturing a lot of microbes, trying to get novelty between, from different ecosystems from Saudi Arabia. And one ecosystem that is quite unique, showing here, is the first hydrothermal vent discovered in the Red Sea. And we published a paper in 2023, was the first one describing the microbial diversity of these hydrothermal vents. And these vents are quite unique because we have a unique ecosystem that makes this hydrothermal vent from the Red Sea totally different and unique when we compare to other vents in a global scale. It's different from other vents in the Atlantic Ocean or in the Pacific. We have a huge community of iron oxidizers, microbes living there and thriving and actually building and helping to build the mounds of the vent. And we also isolate microbes from this particular ecosystem. We have some hot springs underexplored as well. We have a pink lake. It's not a huge one like the one in Australia, but I mean, it's quite unique, high salinity, and it's super interesting ecosystem. And we also been working with those environments, isolating and cultivating microbes from those unique ecosystems. We are describing a lot of novel species, of course, because it's, I mean, underexplored ecosystems. And with that, we came with this idea, as we are also collaborators of the Microbial Vault, we decided to step into this and develop this initiative here at KAUST with KAUST support and the support of the Center of Excellence in Smart Health towards this One Health umbrella. We decided to pioneer this Microbial Vault here in Saudi Arabia using building a cutting-edge biobank, first for beneficial microbes, so environmental microbes from extreme environments, but also microbes that are coming from the Red Sea that Raquel Peixoto is using to develop probiotics for corals. And so we decided to organize our two collections to build one nice collection. And after that, we are planning to expand this in the kingdom, in KAUST and also in the kingdom. So Junia Schutz was a postdoc in my lab last year. So she started the process. So she developed a lot of SOPs. Organizing the culture collection, the biobank, so including documentation, sample acquisition, documentation, all information needed to cultivate those microbes in the lab, so for preservation, reactivation of the cultures, checking the purity of the strains, microbial identification. We have most of the isolates, we have at least the full 16S totally sequenced. We have the genomes for hundreds of those isolates as well. And we also using the collection, the vault, as a source for new biotech applications. So the ongoing plans are, now we are still in this step of organizing the collection, preparing out the documentation, but we are planning a future expansion, like to grow the vault, to include microbial strains for the interested in environmental applications, but also in health applications, to help Saudi Arabia, as an important partner in the microbiome stewardship and One Health innovation. So far, we are focusing on non-pathogenic microbes because it's easier to get the permits and to start, and it's actually the main work that we've been developing in our lab. But in the future, in the next coming years, with support of the Smart Health initiative here at KAUST, we are planning to expand these to higher biosafety levels, but not for now. And this plan, I think it's also helped the scalability because this phase approach can ensure sustainability and strategic growth, because we also need to train people and to get more people involved in this process. And so this is our biobank now, the KAUST Microbial Vault. We have more than 3,000 isolates. Most of them we have, a huge amount of data, so the metadata, where they come from. We also have, as I mentioned, 16S and also the full genome data for several of those microbes, for some hundreds of those microbes, and we are still sequencing most of them. And they came from different ecosystems, mainly extreme environments here in Saudi Arabia, like volcanoes, deserts, mangroves, hydrothermal vents, pink lake, and so on. And they have a huge potential for application like probiotics. They can be used as mitigators of environmental stress. They can be very important agents like for biomediation applications that we are also testing in the lab. And they can promote urban and also human health development. And what we are doing now, we are testing or screening those isolates for oil degradation, plastic degradation, plant growth promoting, and some other beneficial applications. Just some examples here. One microbacterium with a new carotenoid, a novel carotenoid, and it's very non-toxic for human cells, and it's very powerful. And we've been testing these, and we have some patents ongoing now. Another example, very unique, is the first isolate bacteria with more than one or two, but three carbon fixation pathways. This paper is under review now. We've been isolating some very unique microbes from the huge volcanic crater in Saudi Arabia. So this is Halobacterium halodurans. It's a very highly tolerant to heavy salt concentrations and UV radiation. Has applications for astrobiology. We also have a very unique black fungus fungi. There is also resistance to Mars life conditions. And I'm almost like final slides. And this also a mangrove for plastic degradation, led by Diego. And so this is what we are now. And with that, I finish my presentation.